What if you're not tired because you're doing too much, but because your brain never gets a chance to rest? Think about that for a second. You can spend an entire day doing almost nothing, yet still end the day feeling completely drained. How is that possible? Because mental exhaustion isn't just about how hard you work, it's about how much your mind is carrying. And most people are carrying far more than they realize. Imagine your day from the moment you wake up. Before you've even gotten out of bed, you've checked notifications, replied to messages, scanned social media, compared your life to someone else's highlight reel, thought about school, work, money, your future, and everything you still haven't done. Your body hasn't moved much, but your brain has already run a marathon. Then the day continues. You switch between apps, answer emails, watch short videos, start one task, leave it halfway. Remember another responsibility, go back, get distracted again. By the evening, you're wondering why you have no energy left to read, exercise, or work on your goals. It feels like laziness, but it isn't. Your attention has simply been stretched in too many directions. Your brain was never designed for constant switching. Every time you move from one task to another, your brain has to reorient itself. That small mental cost adds up throughout the day. Psychologists often call this attention residue. Part of your mind stays attached to the previous task, making it harder to fully focus on the next one. Now imagine carrying a backpack. At first, one book doesn't feel heavy, then you add another and another. Eventually, the backpack feels unbearable, not because any single book is too heavy, but because of the total weight. Mental exhaustion works the same way. It's rarely caused by one big problem. It's the accumulation of dozens of tiny ones. Unanswered messages, constant notifications, decisions, deadlines, worries, open tabs in your browser, and open tabs in your mind. Your brain doesn't only process what you're doing, it also keeps reminding you about everything you haven't done. That's why lying in bed doesn't always feel restful. Your body is still, your thoughts aren't. And here's something most people misunderstand. Rest isn't the opposite of work. Rest is the absence of constant mental demand. Scrolling for an hour can leave you feeling more exhausted than taking a quiet walk, because one keeps feeding your brain new information. The other finally lets it slow down. Think about a snow globe. Shake it all day, and the water stays cloudy. Leave it alone, and everything settles. Your mind is no different. It doesn't become clear by adding more stimulation. It becomes clear by creating moments of stillness. So how do you recover from mental exhaustion? First, stop treating every spare second as entertainment time. Leave small gaps in your day. Stand in line without checking your phone. Take a walk without headphones. Let your mind breathe. Second, reduce unnecessary decisions. Plan tomorrow the night before. Lay out your clothes. Create routines. The fewer decisions your brain has to make, the more energy it saves for what actually matters. Third, close your mental loops. Write down everything that's bouncing around in your head. Tasks, ideas, worries. You don't need to remember everything. You need a trusted place to store it. And finally, give yourself permission to do one thing at a time. Not because multitasking is impossible, but because your attention is valuable. Every time you protect it, you protect your energy too. Here's the truth. You don't always need a vacation. Sometimes you just need fewer distractions, fewer unfinished thoughts, less noise, because the strongest minds aren't the ones that think constantly. They're the ones that know when to stop. So the next time you tell yourself, I'm just mentally exhausted, don't only ask, how can I rest more? Ask, what can I stop carrying? Because your mind isn't asking for more motivation. It's asking for more space. And sometimes the most productive thing you can do is finally give it that space.